Hey guys, today we're going to be talking a little bit more about incorporating 3D and augmented reality onto your website and e-commerce store. We'll be exploring a tool called Vectary today, and Vectary is one of our favorite tools for accomplishing this task. And I'm going to explain to you a little bit more about why we actually incorporate 3D models and augmented reality onto websites, and also why we specifically chose Vectary as our tool of choice. So I'm going to be giving you a quick introduction and I'll talk through a little bit about why we actually do this, some of the benefits of Vectary, and then I'll be showing you how we actually build a 3D model in Vectary and deploy it and embed onto a website. So 3D models allow your users to drag, zoom, scale, and place your products the same way that they would if they were interacting with them in the real world. And what we find is this gives users a different sense of connection with your brand and with your products. And it's fast becoming the new way to sell online. And we've started incorporating this into a lot of our clients' websites in the past, and we've seen great success with it previously. So without further ado, I'm going to take you through some of the reasons why we specifically like Vectary and how you can use Vectary to include 3D models and augmented reality onto your website. So Vectary is a web platform that allows you to embed high quality 3D models onto any HTML website. We specifically use it in Webflow, Elementor, WordPress, and we've done it in full stack applications too. So Vectary uses an iframe, which really lets you just copy and paste the code snippet and paste it into any HTML block on your website. So there's a few reasons why we like Vectary. The first is it's super easy to use. You don't need a lot of 3D experience or design experience to actually get your models looking really good on Vectary. They've got a lot of tutorials that help you through the process. It's also quite affordable. For only $15 a month, you can launch unlimited 3D models and place them onto unlimited websites. You don't need a desktop app, which is really cool. So you don't need a computer with super high specs to use Vectary. You can do it in your web browser, and it's quite low resource intensive. And augmented reality is built in. So with a lot of 3D softwares and programs, especially when it comes to deploying on the web, you would have to develop one model for interaction to embed onto your website and another one for augmented reality. Vectary allows you to do both using one model, and it's really simple to deploy AR from your 3D model. The next is it's got built-in interactions. So Vectary allows you to build interactions onto your models. So for example, you could have a product that opens and closes, and when the user clicks, you could create an interaction to do that, or a product that comes together based on a user input. And these are really easy to accomplish. And you can also use animations. So you can have your model moving around in 3D or elements around the model shifting as your user interacts with your model, which is really cool. And lastly, it's really flexible. It's super easy to integrate your models into the platform. It allows you to import models. You can build models in Vectary itself. And like we said earlier, you can deploy it to a wide range of web platforms as well. So let's dive into how to use Vectary, how to create a model, and how to deploy your model to your website. So first things first, head over to the Vectary website. You can go to vectary.com and you can read a bit of information about how it works and how to create a model. And they've got quite a nice set of tutorials that you can use to actually learn how to use the software. So we'll be taking you through a brief intro today, and you can always use their resources to take it a little bit further. So once you've registered for an account, you will open your Vectary dashboard and you'll see all the projects you've created. If it's your first time using Vectary, obviously you won't have any projects here. Once you open a new project, it will open the Vectary builder, and you can select a blank project or you can choose from a range of templates that they've got available. For the purposes of today's tutorial, we'll be using a blank project. So we now have a 3D environment that we can start using to build our model. And you've got two choices. Essentially, you can import a 3D file or a range of 3D files, or you can actually create the 3D files straight from Vectary. What we usually do is we use a combination of both. So I'll be using that as an example today. We'll be importing a 3D file and adding shapes from within Vectary itself. To import a 3D file into Vectary is quite simple. You can import a number of 3D files, or you can choose to import one. You can also create 3D files within Vectary itself. So to import a file, you simply come to the hamburger menu, you click import. You can see the range of 3D files that they support over here. For the purpose of this tutorial, we'll be using our Tecbot logo in an STL format. So I'm going to click choose file. I'm going to choose our Tecbot logo, and I'm going to click continue. And as you can see over here, our Tecbot logo has been imported into Vectary successfully. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to scale our logo a little bit because it's quite small. So I'm going to use the gizmo tool at the bottom to increase the size of our logo quite substantially. You can see you can move around in 3D, and you can see the full logo on the platform here. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to incorporate some shapes into Vectary. So by going to the top menu over here, I can import a sphere, and it places it on the 0 axis. I'm going to make my sphere a little bit smaller, and I'm going to move it around. Let's put one over there. Next, I'm going to add a cone, which I'm also going to move. And I want to rotate that a little bit. And you can see it has placed it on the 3D grid. I'm going to add one more sphere. And place it over there. Next, I'm going to change the color of our logo over here. I like the color blue, so I'm going to make our logo blue. Simply click on your 3D file, come here to color, and you can change the color over here, as well as the material properties. So you'll see that changes how light refracts and reflects off your object, and you can do this for all your 3D files. Next up, I'll be showing you how to change the background of your environment. So if you come over here and you select your project, you can click background over here, and you can change the color of the background of your environment. So I'm going to leave this as a light green just so you can see some contrast between the shapes and the background. I'll be showing you how to create an AR model from your environment. Now, this is really easy. Vectary makes this process super simple. You don't always have to add an AR model, but it is quite simple to do. So you can do this for all of your 3D models if you like, and it will embed onto the website as well. So all you do is you come to the main menu over here, you click Advanced, Augmented Reality, and what Vectary will now do is it'll generate a 3D model, an AR model. And what this will do is it'll allow both Android and iPhone users to view your model in augmented reality. So it'll sometimes take a while, but because this is quite a simple model, you can see it's generated a GLTF and a USDZ file. The next step is now generating a link to embed onto your website. And Vectary makes this really easy. So all you need to do is come to the top over here, click the share button, toggle the share switch on, and you can either copy a link or the iframe code. I prefer to copy the iframe code because it's quite simple to integrate. So I'm just going to copy the code. I'm then going to go over to my Webflow website or whatever CMS or stack you're using to build your platform. And I'm going to come over here in Webflow, and I'm going to simply place an embed element in here. I'll then paste my iframe code into the embed element. And just for the purpose of this video, I'm going to change the width to 500 px and the height to 500 px. You can then click Save and Close. And if you go over here to Preview, it'll take a while to load, and you can now see your 3D file on your website. And this is what your users will see. So I can drag around, I can zoom in, and I can also view the file in AR. So all your users need to do is they need to click the AR button, scan the QR code with their mobile phone, and they will then be able to place the model in their own environment. Thanks for tuning in. I'm George, the founder here at Tecbot. We're a proudly African agency that creates beautiful and functional digital touchpoints for businesses around the world. Stay tuned as we release new videos in the fields of design, development, and marketing. Be sure to check out our website and follow us on our socials. Thanks again.